Let's do this. What's up? Captain Kevin here, currently in Buchanan Hall at Iowa State University, just exploring around. And this basement looks very different than from what I remember in 2010 when I last departed. This wall didn't used to be here. This Coke machine definitely wasn't here. Neither was this other vending machine, and I don't think that microwave thing was there either. Those three vending machines over there were still there. The pool table is definitely there. I don't think the ping pong table ever got replaced, because I know the last time somebody flipped the bloody thing. Then there's the foosball table over there, and of course Captain Elvin riding around Buchanan Hall on my scooter, which ironically in 2010 he was scared of riding it, and now he won't stop riding it. Kind of ironic. So that's pretty much seems to be the only thing that's changed in this building so far as the basement. The lounge is mostly the same. They replaced the old piano with a newer one, so other than that, you know, everything else appears to be the same, but we're just going to explore around some more. This is Captain Kevin. Thanks for watching. Good day. So here we are in the MU, and this is the Zodiac. Rumors has it that if you walk across it, you will fail your next exam. I've never walked across it before, but since I don't have an exam coming up at any point in school, I've got nothing to lose. So of course he just walks around it.
Well, actually there is another tradition that after you graduate, they recommend you walk across it, go to the fountain and toss a penny in. I don't know why, but that's a tradition I read about a while ago.
The only one I heard about the fountain, the only one I heard is if you walked across it, you could throw a penny in and it would cancel the...
Yeah, no, but I've heard for some reason you'd have, like after graduation, like I read this in an Iowa State Daily article, that you should walk across the Zodiac and then go to the fountain and toss a penny in. I don't know why or what the significance is of it. Maybe I guess that's to complete the graduation tradition.
Except I didn't graduate from here, so it don't make a difference to me either.
Oh, have you heard about another graduation tradition?
Negative.
Are you still recording this?
Affirmative.
Okay. So, there is another Iowa State tradition that a lot of graduating seniors do called the Campanile Run, I believe. Essentially what it is that
oh, is this the one with Beardshire and Curtis?
Yes, exactly. You would run from Curtis to Beardshire, ideally naked.
And that completely naked at that.
I think this was towards the final week. I think this was during Dead Week. Me and two of my...
Please tell me you didn't actually do this.
Let me finish my story. So me and two of my aerospace...
You did this, didn't you?
Let me finish my story! Alright, fine, I'm not telling it. Since you won't let me finish
Go ahead.
All of you are gonna lose out just because the cameraman won't let me finish. Will you let me finish? No. Okay, anyway. So, me and two of my buddies, my aerospace buddies, met up at Curtis, and we were waiting there, and then we started seeing all these students there. They were so wild and rowdy, like they just got back from drinking. And, oh wait, it's called the Midnight Run. There we go. I'm sorry, it's not called the Campanile Run, it's called the Midnight Run. So...
I wouldn't have remembered it.
Okay, so anyway, I remembered it. Anyway, so at the stroke of midnight, you would run from Curtis to Beardshire, ideally naked.
Would you?
But
I thought it was the other way around.
Curtis to Beardshire, yeah.
No, I thought it was from Beardshire to Curtis.
No, we did it from Curtis to Beardshire. Maybe, I don't know if it changes from year to year, but...
Or maybe it doesn't matter, as long as you run between the two.
I know we did it from Curtis to Beardshire. So, when we did it, like I said, there were a bunch of students there. They were really rowdy, like they were on booze already, and most of them seemed pretty drunk. They were taking off their clothes, and me and two of my buddies from my major, we were very reluctant in doing it. Especially one of my friends said I asked him whether he wanted to do it, and he was like very reluctant. But I said, me and another friend of mine are doing it, but we're not planning on taking our clothes off. Not even one article of clothing, because I don't exactly have a six-pack abs or a ripped physique to show off to anybody.
You're getting there though.
So me and my friends, the most I showed off was the bottom of my legs when I was wearing shorts. So I wore shorts and a t-shirt, and me and my
How
other...
are you wearing jeans in this hot weather?
What's that?
And you're complaining it's hot. How are you wearing jeans?
I don't know. I feel a lot hot up here.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, so, right. Should not be saying ums and ahs during video. Moving on. So
I do
we
that all
ended
the
up
time.
running, before we started running actually, before the stroke of midnight, there was a Iowa State, a university car that actually came by, and it was shining a searchlight, a spotlight of some sort, towards the area where we were all standing, because they know students do this tradition pretty much. It can be done any day of the week, as long as it's during your final semester. And as long as you do it any day during the final semester, I believe, or I think it's somewhere towards the end of the semester, I'm not sure about the specifics. But as long as you do it before midnight, you know, that's what the midnight run's all about. So when the clock hits midnight, then you start running from Curtis to Beardshire. So me and my other buddies, we were the first ones across because we weren't hesitant, or we weren't shying away from the searchlights, because we had all our clothes on, and the people that were attempting to run behind us were butt naked. So they were very reluctant to run across. So when the guy in the Iowa State University car was trying to shine his light on us, he was like, oh, okay, these guys have their clothes on. There's no point in me even looking. Maybe they're not naked. But after he went away, the rest of them ran across, and it was the most disturbing and the most horrifying, I think horrifying would probably be a better way to describe it. It was the most horrifying image I had ever had burned in my head. I saw guys naked. I saw one guy naked. Thankfully his private area was covered by a long untrimmed bush. And it was horrifying to watch. So, and there were naked girls too, but a lot of them ended up running across with their clothes. Some of them were dumb enough to leave their clothes by Beardshire, which was not a smart idea. I think the people who actually ran with their clothes, or at least clutching their clothes, were a little smarter, but they're still dumb. So, yeah. Me and my two buddies were the first ones across. Woo!
So this is the fountain back here.
We love the fountain.
This is the MU where we're just inside. This is Captain Elvin.
Hope you guys enjoyed my story. I apologize if it seemed rather long-winded.
So this is Captain Kevin.
Appreciate it.
That's Captain Elvin over there. Thanks for watching. Good day.
Later, folks.
So here we are at Lake Laverne. A couple of geese over here. Over there's a swan. There are two swans on this campus. I don't remember their names though.
One Sir Lancelot and the other, I keep forgetting. I can only remember the names of one of them, but then again, I don't even know which one of the two is Sir Lancelot.
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, neither would I, to be honest.
I flew past them a couple times with my scooter, like literally like right up close to them.
Yeah.
Because they were just standing in the middle of the sidewalk and I had to get places somehow. So.
I have a pretty funny story if you would entertain it in your video.
Well, let me finish what I was about to say next. So there was a questionnaire at some point. I don't remember if it was Destination Iowa State or something else, but basically it was a quiz question. And it was asking what the name of the two swans were. Well, one of the choices was cherry and pie. And of course I don't remember which ones, you know, what the other choices were. But anyway, you can now begin with your story.
Okay, my first semester here at Iowa State, I was taking Aero 160. That's one of the first classes we've taken. Even Kevin's taken it, but he was a semester ahead of me. But I had one of my group members. He's one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. I mean, he is a big guy. All right, he's like Fab or Joe sized, if you want to kind of gain some sort of reference. And while he was walking along here one afternoon, one of the geese actually started chasing him, and he was running.
What?
And he was like terrified of the geese, so he started running. So can you imagine how hilarious it would be, a guy of his size being chased by a goose or geese?
Wow.
It was, well, not, it was obviously not the swans, not Sir Lancelot and the other swan. It was these geese, one of these geese that started chasing him. It tried to peck at him, and he was afraid of it, so he started running away from it.
Wow.
It was pretty funny.
That's insane.
Yeah. It just goes to show you size doesn't always matter.
So here we're at Lake Laverne. This is Captain Elvin.
No, wait, wrong hand.
Yeah. So
I noticed
this is
I
Captain
saved
Kevin.
last video.
Thanks for watching. Good day.
Later, folks.
So we're currently in front of Troxel Hall, which is a new building that I've never even heard of before, or even seen for that matter. Apparently they built it recently. I'm not sure what this building's for.
It's another academic building.
Well, yeah, I realize that, but I mean, any particular major, or is it like general classes?
Yeah, that I'm not too sure about. It's not labeled here, because usually for every academic building they will. No, there's nothing on this side either. For every academic building, they'll put up a stone little structure, an erected structure like this with a sign up, and they'll have the name on here along with the name of the department. The name of the name of this building will be here along with the name of the department. For instance, for Howe Hall, it'd say Department of Aerospace Engineering, Virtual Reality Application Center, and so forth. So, I have a question. Have you ever used the auditorium in Howe Hall? Have you ever any classes? Have you ever been in there?
I believe so.
The Alliant Energy Auditorium.
I don't remember actually.
It's ironic. You know, I thought that would be the place where we would conduct our senior design presentations. Because, you know, we'd never used it during my 4 years, apart from 1 or 2 seminars given by other companies, we'd never used it. And apparently it doesn't belong to the Department of Aerospace Engineering, even though it's in the building
What?
that belongs to the Department of Aerospace Engineering. So it's so stupid that they don't allow us to use it.
Oh, that's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yeah, I know. And you'd think for senior design, that is like the last class, and the biggest class you'll ever take. So it kind of makes sense, for it to end with you giving a presentation. I mean, you do give a presentation, but we ended up giving it in one of those smaller little offices within the department's offices themselves. So it was kind of dumb.
But I think when we took 160, or was it 161, or no? I think it was one of the 199, or no.
Well, 160 and one. You took 261, didn't you?
Whatever. Well, there was one class where, remember, with the
You were a year ahead of me.
John and Kathy, where we had to go watch the
Pizza cutter?
senior. Well, no, I'm not.
Pizza cutter class?
Yeah, but basically we also had to go in and watch the senior design give their presentation. Did you guys have to do that or no?
We may have. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure.
Because I seem to recall that we were in one of the smaller rooms as well when we had to go watch.
I'm not sure if we had to go watch senior design presentations per se. I mean, we may have been invited to go and watch them, but like when our class presented it, for example, we did not present it in front of an audience. We presented, well, when I say audience, I mean a relatively large number of people. We only presented it in front of our senior design professor, obviously, and 2 or 3 other guys who've been in industry who we've seen once or twice, coming to our class to give.
I guess you guys were lucky then.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, personally, I expected it to be the heavyweights of our department coming to watch our senior design presentation. Because when it comes to senior design, essentially is a culmination of everything you've done over the 4 years at Iowa State. So when you're designing an aircraft, for instance, like we have to focus on aerodynamics, propulsion, structures, etc., controls. So I expected the biggest professors from each of those areas to focus. For one, obviously our senior design professor, because he put the whole class together. That would be Dr. Gelda, Dr. Thomas Gelda, and the other professor I expected to show up was Dr. Regal, Jonathan Regal. Yeah, Dr. Jonathan Regal. He taught us our propulsions class, and also Dr. Ping Lu, because he was teaching us flight control systems. Structures, I expected Dr. Dial to show up, and yeah, I mean, these are some of the professors. I expected at least those 4 to be there. What else? Let's see. Structures, propulsion, controls, dynamic stability, all that falls under control systems. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty much, and Dr. Mitra, because, you know, he pretty much he takes part in a lot of things that the department does. Like, it almost seems like he runs a department from, like, the emails he sends out, but, you know, he's not the official head of the department. And I also expected the head of the aerospace engineering department to show up, but he wasn't there either. So it was just for my professor and 3 other guys from industry who came to watch us. I mean, it wasn't terrible. They asked us some pretty good questions, and they have years of experience in industry working for big companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and so on and so forth. So it was pretty good.
Scarebus.
Scarebus?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm not sure if they ever worked at Airbus, but
Good.
They could have, for all I know.
Screw Airbus.
Have you heard of why do you hate Airbus so much?
I find that, at least in
Just
my
because they're
experience,
European and they're Boeing's biggest competitors?
Well, I find in my experience that their planes seem to be fairly small, or at least I've granted.
Well, it really depends what aircraft you get on
my
board.
my only experience with Airbus was with the A320 and the A319, but
Well, I guess if you should probably be comparing that to like a 737. It's the legroom is pretty much the same in my experience. Like
I haven't had any issues with the 757. That's got the same cross section as the 737.
Well, I guess I'm talking more about the 737. I'm not sure how big the 757 is. How much bigger it is?
The cross section is more or less the same.
What about the length?
Well, obviously in length the 757 is longer, but that's not even the issue.
I guess I'm not sure.
Because you're concerned about the width.
We're not talking about the amount of seat space you're getting. You're talking about legroom. So you'd probably want to take into consideration.
Well, not even just legroom, but even like overhead storage space.
Well, yeah, I guess in that case you'd consider overall diameter of the aircraft.
Yeah.
And how much space I'd have to leave for.
Because I know when I took my saxophone onto a 757, I was able to fit it in just fine. Mm-hmm. You know, with the. You know, like basically you'd stick a suitcase with the wheels in, handlebars out. Yeah. I could pretty much do the same thing with my saxophone on the 757. With the A320, I couldn't exactly do that. I basically had to put it facing sideways, so basically it was facing the length of the aircraft.
Okay, so it's just the overhead.
So that's part of the issue. So no space, but anyway, that's starting to get beside the point. This is Captain Kevin. This is Captain Elvin. Thanks for watching.
Till the next video, folks.
Good day.
Have a good night.